What to do when you're out on a date and now all of a sudden the girl starts talking to other guys around you. So I've been on hundreds and hundreds of dates, and this has definitely happened to me before. One time in particular that I can think of, I went to go help this girl close down the bar that she worked at, and there was a bar across the street that stayed open just a little bit later than the one that she worked at. Now, this particular chick was a single mom. She worked 3 jobs. This was the only time that she could meet up, literally. So when I went to go meet her, everything was cool. We met with a kiss straight away. She was giving me free drinks the whole time that she was closing down the bar, and I was helping her and all that kind of stuff. And it wasn't until we got to the second place that she started to act a little bit squirrely. So at the second place, we got there. We were having a good time. And all of a sudden, she goes and sits on the lap of the dude sitting right to the left of me. Now, most guys would get upset at something like this, and they would completely break down. They would lose their chance at taking the girl home. In that case, what I did was I just kind of like swiveled my chair to the side, and there was a person sitting right to the right of me. It was just another dude. It wasn't another girl. And I just started shooting the shit with him. I'm like, hey, man, what's up? You know, how's your night going? Blah, 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 right? So this continued on a little bit longer. She started to play mayor because, you know, she went there every night, so she knew everybody there. And she started, you know, circling the room and talking to everybody there except me. Now, the really funny thing about it was that the guy whose lap she sat on, he looked over to me after she was, you know, walking the rest of the room. And he looks over and he's like, you lucky bastard. And it was funny because he knew it and I knew it. And, you know, any other guy that was there probably knew it too, that I was going to be the one to take her home. Now, many of you guys may say, well, I don't want to be around a girl that treats me like that. And I have nothing to say against it. I don't think that you should ever spend time around girls that are going to disrespect you. But for those of you that can muster up the strength to power through situations like that in order to bring the girl home, I highly advise that you continue to listen here. So after she gets done circling the room, of course, she comes back, sits on my lap until it's time to go. When it was time to go, she actually looked over to me. She said, hey, you can leave, you know. And so I started walking towards my car as if I was going to leave. And I guess that was the final shit test. And of course, she just, you know, she says, hey, wait. And then the rest is history. I took her home. So what's the moral of the story here? Eat shit in order to be able to take your girl home? Well, it depends how you look at it. So when I was single, the thing that I wanted to learn was how can I power through any situation in order to get the result that I wanted, right? So in this case, the girl was really, really hot. I wanted to be able to take her home. And so I decided to not take anything personally that happened throughout the night. Now, at the end of the day, this girl wasn't hurting me. She wasn't calling me names. She wasn't taking away from my self-esteem. At most, she was stretching me to see, you know, how much adversity I could go through, either to spike her own emotions or just to reassure her that if I took her home that I was going to be, you know, the guy that I was presenting myself as. So if you're like me and you want to see what you're made of, and if the girl starts talking to other guys on the date that you're on, just disengage and start talking, interacting with the environment around you, and things will work out.